Hi, good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel, Intelligible Tutorials. In this session now, we are going to discuss about the automatic term clustering. In the previous video, I have completed the term clustering which can be done manually and manual process. What are the measures can be used? Those are KWIC, KWOC and KWAC. Okay, how this can be perfectly handled to do the manual clustering. All these things we have seen in the previous video. Now we are going to discuss about the automatic term clustering. Automatic term clustering is a perfect clustering which can handle the automatic terms can be easily clustered. Okay, so one of the disadvantage of this automatic clustering is whenever there is a correlation or the combinational words or the co-occurrence of the similar terms can exist, then the computational time can be used and high time can be used and computational overhead can be created for those clusters. Okay, so this is one of the disadvantage. So coming to the next one here, whenever we use the unique words, individual unique words, then there is no problem in the automatic term clustering. But whenever we use the combinational words, then these combinational words of the co-occurrences can increase the time of the computer, and it can take more memory, and it increases the computational overhead. So that's why it should be handled very carefully. See, the number of the clusters which we have created are very large for this kind of the clusters. So that's why we have to take very initial kind of the clusters from starting from the hierarchy. Where we have started, we have to take it as a root, and remaining clusters will be taken as the next children of that particular root whenever we are going to arrange in the hierarchical manner. Okay, so automatic term clustering is very efficient, very good, but whenever it leads to difficult situations means whenever we use the co-occurrence of the similar words or combinational words or multiple times they are occurring, then there becomes definitely a problem. Here one of the perfect method to handle such kind of the situations is nothing but complete term relation method. So how it works now we are going to see. Okay, term clustering algorithms differed by the completeness in which their terms are correlated. The term here complete term relation method can be perfectly handled such kind of the computational overhead. Okay, look at this matrix. In this particular matrix, what it is showing is how one term is associated with another term. Okay, the similarity between each term pair is calculated as a basis of the determining the clusters. How one term is associated with the similarity in another term. This is called as the vector model of the clustering. In this vector model of the clustering, here two axes, it is represented in the form of a matrix with two axes. Okay, 8 by 8 matrix. Here terms are 1 to 8. Here also x-axis times are 1 to 8. How one term is associated with another term. Term 1 itself there is no association, and term 1 is associated with term 2 with the numerical number 7. Okay, the similarity value of term 1 and term 2 is calculated as a numerical number 7, and term 1 to term 3 it is 16, and term 1 to term 4 it is 15, and term 1 to term 5 it is 14, and term 1 to term 6 again it is 14, and term 1 to term 7 9, term 1 to term 8 it is 7. Like that the similarities can be calculated from one term to the another term in the form of a matrix. This is a vector model actually. Okay, next, so how this similarity measure can be calculated from all these things with the help of this formula. Similarity of term I comma term j is given as sigma of term k dot I sigma into term k dot j. K comma I and term of k comma j. Using this measurement, the similarity was calculated. Now what we have to do, we have to convert this entire matrix into the binary matrix. Binary matrix means these terms similarity can be converted into binary values, either zeros or ones. How we can convert these similarity values as either zeros or ones? Now we are going to see. See here the values are represented as the 7, 16 like that. Here you need to remember one kind of the threshold value. That threshold value is 10. Based on the threshold value, the binary values can be calculated. Okay, you have to take one threshold value as 10 here. So the value greater than 10, the similarity value is greater than 10, then here the value is given as 1. Whenever the similarity value greater than not greater than 10 or less than 10, the similarity value is given as 0 here in the binary similarity matrix. Okay, so here 16, 15, 14, 14, all four ones will come. Remaining all are less than 10, 7, 9, 7. So all these are termed as zeros. In this case also, look at this, 7, 8 are less than 10, so they can be given as 0 values, whereas 12, 18 and 17, remaining 3 are given as 1 values. Like that, all values are computed with the help of binary values, and we have constructed a binary similarity matrix. This is called as the binary similarity matrix. Okay, so this binary similarity matrix will also give one kind of the network diagram for term similarities. Okay, so what it is saying is, whenever, what is the use of this converting of binary similarity matrix? Whenever there is a similarity of the term, one term to another term, we need not go for these values like 7 and 8 and all these things. Some of the values are eliminated because these are less, the which are having the less similarity than the threshold value, they can be eliminated perfectly, so that the computer overhead will be reduced here. Okay, so whenever the higher similarity only, they can be given as the value 1, so that the computer overheads can be reduced, the time will be saved, the user time will be saved, the computer time will be saved, and all the space, time and computational overheads are also can be reduced here. Okay, so here what it is showing is, the final step of creating clusters is determine two objects with the two objects are that are there in the same cluster. Okay, this is the final step, and here what we people are showing is, this is what the binary similarity matrix, where there is an adjacency graph. Let us consider this one as the adjacency matrix, and we can draw the adjacency graph here. Okay, so this adjacency graph is also called as the network diagram of term similarities. Look at this graph here. In this particular graph, what it is showing, whenever there is a relation between one term to another term, the arc is representing, there is an edge between the terms will be there, the one term to another term will be there. Here all the terms can be represented as the nodes, and the relation is there existing as one that can be representing as an edge. Okay, look at this, term 1 to term 3, there is 1 to 3, so there is an edge will be given here, term 1 to term 3. In the same manner, term 1 to term 4, it is also 1, term 1 to term 5 1, term 1 to term 6 also 1. So 3 4 5 6, it is having the values are 1. So let us see, term 1 to term 3, term 1 to term 4, term 1 to term 5, and term 1 to term 6. Okay, so but term 1 to term 7, term 1 to term 8, there is no such kind of the edges are there, because there is no such kind of the higher similarity is existing in between two. And now look at this matrix, term number 7. Term number 7 having all the values less than the threshold value. So all the entries are 0 in the term number 7. Okay. So term number 7, what about the term number 7? It also represented in the adjacency matrix, in the adjacency graph or a network diagram of the term similarities. But there is no relation with any kind of the other terms. So it is treated as the isolated vertex. Okay, so term 7 is treated as isolated vertex here. So whenever there is occurring any kind of the similarity based on the binary similarity matrix, you can draw the graph like this, and this graph is called as network diagram graph, which shows the similarities between one term to another term. Okay, so this method is called as the complete term relation method. This complete term relation method, based on the threshold value, computes the all values, and term similarity matrix can be constructed by using the binary values, by using the threshold value, and always already constructing the, and as well as it is also constructing the network diagram or network graph also based on these term similarities. So automatic term clustering can be done by this complete term relation method very perfectly. Okay, this complete term relation method can be computed with the help of two different algorithms, single link algorithm, click algorithm, and other kind of the algorithms. So in this video, I clearly explained the complete term relation, how the vector model can be represented, and how the sorry binary matrix can be calculated, how the adjacency graph can be represented. In the coming videos, we talk about the term similarities can be calculated by using the single linkage and complete linkage and click algorithms, how they will work and all these things. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel. Please share and watch all my videos in my channel. So thank you for watching. Thank you one and all.